Good morning, happy Sunday, and it was when I was doing my live vlog last night, I realized this will be my last Sunday being 34 years old. Yeah, my birthday is less than a week from now. That's crazy. Let's get to my low, my high, my act of kindness. Okay, so as proud as I am in regards to the series of videos that I just completed yesterday, that's saying why I'm still here. There's always things I tend to miss or don't really pay that much attention to. And one of those things was the fact that I had no idea there were NFL games playing yesterday. So I actually wrote all picks 223 to 236. Got on the sheet right here. However, picks 223 and 224 were the Texans-Chiefs game and the Steelers-Ravens game. So I never got to make those picks. So again, as much as I love doing that series of videos, I do feel it's very important that I do it every year. I do wind up missing a lot, and this is one of many things that I'm paying for in regards to, having that series take priority over everything else I do. But my high is, thankfully, it's not too serious. It's not like a giant, overwhelming amount I need to talk about, and I can get it all done today. So that's nice. Also, another part of my low is it was very cold out last night. Holy cow, it was cold. And you know what? To add my high too, last night I saw Blue-Eyed Soul over at Illegal. If you don't know what Blue-Eyed Soul is, they're a really great band. A local band, they do like cover songs, but they're really good. I highly recommend you check them out if you're in the area. And they're playing, obviously. And my act of kindness was, I helped my parents watch my nephews when we went out to dinner last night at Red Robin. Yeah, last night I actually heard some pretty sad news too. I'm never going to be able to eat at Sorge's ever again. Yeah, we've been trying to make reservations, but they booked up like that I'll tell you what though, Sorge's never really got popular. Now it really is. It's like an artist that gets popular after their death. Like, all the reservations are booked up until New Year's Eve, which is their last night that they're going to be in service. So, sadly, I will never know what, I'll never go to Sorge's ever again because I'm not able to go. That definitely bums me out. I'll be making a post about that a little bit later. So, yeah. Honestly, except for the fact it's really cold outside, it's been a pretty solid weekend. So, in regards to what I mentioned earlier about the NFL picks that I made one pick on Thursday, which was I picked the Chargers to win, and they did. So I'm already 1-0 going into Saturday. Again, I didn't make any NFL picks on Saturday because of the video I did yesterday. However, I would have picked the Chiefs to win against the Texans, which I got right. And I actually would have picked the Steelers to beat the Ravens, which I got wrong. So right now, I am 2-1. 2-1. Yeah, see you. 2-1. I really want to make sure I'm being honest, because I really am being honest with this. Making sure listen, just because I don't make an NFL pick, someone's really, oh, he just made that pick on the fly. He didn't. No, I really would have picked the Chiefs. I really would have picked the Steelers. I really got one right and one wrong. We're good. And I picked the Chargers to win on Thursday, if you saw that video. So, okay. Now, without further ado, I have some NFL picks to make. Okay, so Actually, yeah, I'll wait until I make my NFL picks before I retire. Okay, so. Giants versus the Falcons. I'll pick the Falcons. Lions and Bears. Lions. Cardinals and Panthers. Cardinals. Rams and Jets. The Rams. Eagles versus the Commanders. Oh, that's easy. I'm picking the Eagles. Browns versus Bengals. Bengals. Titans versus Colts. The Colts. Vikings and Seahawks. Vikings. Patriots versus the Bills. Bills. Jaguars and the Raiders. Jaguars. And the Raiders already have the #1 overall pick this upcoming draft, so I don't think you really need to much worry about that. 49ers and the Dolphins. 49ers. And tonight's game, which is the Buccaneers and the Cowboys. You know what? This is really going to pay me to do this. But honestly, I mean, listen. When we lost that playoff game to Green Bay last year, I no longer really had hope for my team. I'm actually kind of amazed we have the record that we have right now, I'm not going to lie. And I really do feel that tonight's game is going to be that final nail in the coffin for us. I mean, yeah, the Cowboys could definitely win out. They could win tonight in their next 2 games to get, a 9-8 record, which it'd be very, very close. I mean, they have like a one. Actually, what's the playoff picture looking like? And while I'm at it, okay. Yeah, the Cowboys quite literally have a 1% chance of making the playoffs. So do the 49ers, but I can actually believe the 49ers are going to beat the Dolphins. So, yeah. Honestly, I'm just going to rip the Band-Aid off now. Sorry, Cowboys. It's been fun. But I'm picking the Buccaneers to beat the Cowboys tonight. So, I got the Atlanta Falcons beating the New York Giants, the Detroit Lions beating the Chicago Bears, Arizona Cardinals beating the Carolina Panthers, Los Angeles Rams over the New York Jets, Philadelphia Eagles over the Washington Commanders, Cincinnati Bengals over the Cleveland Browns, Indianapolis Colts over the Tennessee Titans, Minnesota Vikings over the Seattle Seahawks, Buffalo Bills over the New England Patriots. Let's go, Buffalo. Jacksonville Jaguars over the Las Vegas Raiders, San Francisco 49ers over the Miami Dolphins, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers over the Dallas Cowboys. So here you go. As a reminder, every check mark next to a team is the team I picked. These 2 games were the games that happened on Saturday that I wasn't able to pick, but as a show of good faith, I got this game right. I got this game wrong. So we're good. I really want to make sure I'm doing well here. I'll tell you what, though, there's some games coming up this week that are going to be like different days I'm not normally used to. That's insane. Like, I'm really going to have to pay attention to like what game is when. But at least now you know what I got for today. So there you go. Now to do another important bit of housekeeping. Hot Ones actually had their holiday special. Which, yeah, again, I should have probably talked about that. But again, series of videos I do naturally. Hold on, let me say that as my NFL picks right now. Okay. There we go. Okay, so Hot Ones have their holiday special, and it's weird. Normally, when they have like a holiday when they do their holiday special, it's like several like First Week Feast veterans like George Motes and Alvin Kailan. They wind up like doing something to entertain the crowd before they essentially have a Hot Ones episode. But this year, we just went right into the meat and potatoes. We just had a Hot Ones episode, and it was Ken Jeong making his second appearance, taking on the Wings of Death. Now, Ken Jeong's episode, the previous one, is highly, highly, highly memorable because I don't think there's a single person who's been at Hot Ones who said he has a very vehement dislike of Sean Evans more than Ken Jeong did. In fact, I did some math, and if you took a shot for every time Ken Jeong said that he hates Sean Evans, it would add up to your death. That's how crazy it was. And this episode really was a lot of that too. I mean, obviously Ken was definitely joking. In fact, he does say he loves Sean. Listen, he's eating like spicy hot food, which he's not accustomed to. His wife, however, is. Which brings us to the very first question that Sean asked, which is, when people walk up to Ken, normally it's because Ken Jeong was in the Hangover movies, but now, next to the Hangover, it was when he was on Hot Ones. And this actually happened after Ken Jeong's first episode on Hot Ones, but his wife was there, who, I kid you not, her last name really is spelled Ho. I believe it's just H-O. But as Ken Jeong can't eat spicy hot food, his wife can. So she was eating like those spicy wings like a boss. Which, well, you know what they say. Behind every great man, there's an even greater and more powerful woman at their side. That's true. They talked about how, since Ken Jeong's on The Masked Singer, there's, like, everyone's sworn to secrecy. In fact, there was one contestant on The Masked Singer who actually has the same agent that Ken has. And that agent was on The Masked Singer, but Ken really couldn't talk to that person because if you ever watch, like, any of the behind-the-scenes stuff of The Masked Singer, like, the contestants and some very close people to them wore, like, hoodies and sweatshirts that says, "Don't talk to me," you can't see their face, you can't do anything. And Ken's agent was actually messing with Ken, behind the scenes. And Ken couldn't figure out who it was because he can't talk to him, which is actually kind of funny. They talked about why Crazy Rich Asians is great to watch on a plane. And Ken thinks it puts people at ease, the perfect escape. Everything was like shot, acted, and written perfectly. Ken Jeong actually got to meet Michelle Yeoh, Gemma Chan, Jimmy O Yang, Nico Santos, Ronnie Chang. You got to meet them, you got to joke around. It was actually really cool. Which, I have shared this once before, but Crazy Rich Asians is actually on my Mount Rushmore of rom-coms. Love that movie. That movie's awesome. Love Crazy Rich Asians. Someone's going to take that out of context. He talked about the time he actually got to sit next to Coach K for a game between Duke and Kansas, which, if you don't know, Coach K was the coach of Duke for many years. Ken Jeong is a Duke alum, one of the famous alumni, so it's really cool. He got to sit next to Coach K. But when he walked up to sit with him, because that's where his seat was, Coach K looks at him and was like, "Oh, you again?" Which Ken Jeong went to point out that he has the driest wit, like dry sense of humor, But it's funny, and that's awesome. And for the fifth wing, children from Common Threads, more on them in a few minutes, asked questions like, why is Ken funny? Has Ken worked with animals? What's his favorite color? What's his favorite snack? Can he do a funny dance, which he wound up doing? When it came to the why he's funny, Ken says, I don't really think I'm funny, but thank you. Has he worked with animals? He's worked with a monkey. The same monkey in several movies. Particularly in movies like Zookeeper and the Hangover movies. Ken Jeong's favorite color is purple. Respectable. I like purple too. Full disclosure, I don't really have a favorite color. It really is just depending on my mood. Ken Jeong's favorite snack? Cool Ranch Doritos. Okay. I like Cool Ranch Doritos too. I like Doritos, but honestly, the Doritos really aren't as much of a... Sorry, I just noticed that my tree is weird. Hold on. There we go. That was weird. Like, I could have sworn that I had a different sign from a tree. Anyway, I like Cool Ranch Doritos too. I never really see them as much as, like, my go-to. Lately, my go-tos for, anything Munchie related have been Bugles and Chex Mix. Seriously, like, if you've never had Hidden Valley Ranch Bugles, oh my god, they are amazing. I'm gonna give myself some layer, actually. Let's see. Mentioned the dance that he did. He talked about how crowds are starting out at places like Charlie Goodnight's and Tootsie's back when Ken was starting out as a comedian. He talked about what an Antoitis is, which is basically a deleted scene from Knocked Up, and really he just talked about how great it was to work with Judd Apatow, who, I mean, listen, yeah, I'd like to be famous someday. Yeah, I'd like to be in movies, sure. Judd Apatow is definitely someone I would like to work with. I think he's really cool. And from what I've seen, he's such a nice guy, too. He talked about how, well, Sean asked if he has any control over where your star on the Walk of Fame ends up, and Ken actually won his star between Lucy Liu and Anna May Wong, who was actually the first Asian American to get a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, I think. It was either that or she was the first Asian American actress to act in Hollywood. That's probably wrong. It's probably the former. But Ken actually gets to drive by and see it every day as he goes to work for, I think, The Masked Singer. Yeah, Ken just said he drives by it every day on his way to work. I didn't really specify what specifically he was working on. He talked about his favorite Christmas present he got as a kid, which was a $6 Million Man action figure, which I actually know what that is. If you don't know, the $6 Million Man was actually a show that starred Lee Majors, where he gets a huge accident, and it's where the phrase "we can rebuild them, we have the technology" comes from. That was the $6 Million Man, and you know, he can do all sorts of like crazy action related stuff, and obviously when you have something like that, you turn it into an action figure, and Ken had that as an action figure. That was his favorite Christmas gift. And for the last dab and the final wing of 2024, technically, there really wasn't a question to ask. It was just a plea to everyone watching: donate to Common Threads. Hold on. I'm sorry, at the top of my head, I forgot what Common Threads does. I know they help children. Okay. Okay. So they provide cooking and nutrition education for those, usually children, who need it, which is a very good cause. You should totally donate to them. You know, I mean, it's definitely the time of year to do so. I mean, I said this when the season ended, but to Sean Evans, Chris Schoenberger, and the good folks over at First Week Feast, thank you for a great holiday special. To Ken Jeong, thank you for going through all that again. I'm sure you really didn't want to do it. And to everyone over at First Week Feast, may you have a Merry Christmas, a Happy Hanukkah, a kick-ass Kwanzaa, and a Festivus for the rest of us. I can't believe Christmas is only a couple days. That's crazy. I hope you like this video. If you like, subscribe to the channel on social media. As always, I know home this video for all you guys watching. Enjoy for them. You have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Sunday. And remember, if you guys want to talk, I'm always be here to lend you, always be back. Take care and make good choices. Happy Sunday, 6:07 all day, baby.